All right, well, good Wednesday morning to all of you. 2:04 in the morning. We got a little bit of some storms that are acting just a little bit cranky this evening here in the early morning hours of Wednesday. So we're getting a lot of rain and a lot of lightning out there as well, but we're going to talk about just a couple of these severe thunderstorm warnings that's going on right now. We're not going to stay live very long, but did want to let you come on and let you know that we are watching these, and we're continuing to watch the one here, particularly in Huron County. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this particular storm cell. There's two severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently out there right now. One's kind of a continuation for the middle part of that one storm in the middle of Huron County. So we'll kind of zoom out here just a little bit. I'll read you the first severe thunderstorm warning for this bottom portion of it, and most of it now is in Huron County. But this severe thunderstorm warning down here, this lower box, is for Huron County until 2:15 in the morning. Like I said, again, most of this has crossed over into Huron County. But there's a severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect until 2:15 for southwestern Huron, northern Richland, southeastern Seneca, northwestern Ashland, and northwestern Crawford counties. Up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gust is really what the impacts are. And we're not seeing a lot in the terms of hail. That's less than 3/4 inch at the time of issuance there, and still see that on your screen right now. And I do expect them probably to drop that severe thunderstorm warning off here in short order. I don't know if it's going to go for the other 10 minutes or not. The storm that's producing the next one's kind of the same storm, I should say. Sorry, the next severe thunderstorm polygon here just to the north of this, just to the northeast here. This one goes until 2:45. They issued that one actually almost in rapid succession. This one's for eastern Huron County, Erie County, northwestern Ashland County, and southwestern Lorain County until 2:45. So this one, with a tracking, this was near Plymouth, 16 miles north of Mansfield, moving northeast at 40 miles an hour. Again, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-size hail being with this one. One particular reason that I chose to go live is there's a lot of straight-line winds with this, and I wouldn't be surprised based on some of the readings that we've been seeing with the winds. Well over 60 miles an hour radar indicated. I was seeing values of 62, 63. I think I even seen a 65 mile per hour reading there from radar, and you got to remember we're looking pretty high up in the atmosphere with the radar beam. So, and looking at some other indicators off screen here, we're looking at some stuff that's really indicated some pretty decent straight line forceful winds that we're seeing. So probably a very good gust of winds going on with that. And that's why I chose to go live, because it's kind of teeter-tottering and getting a little bit stronger, where some of these winds could be just a little bit almost to that destructive category that we don't want to see. But here's kind of where the main portion of this storm is. We're looking here just at straight velocity. So we're looking at winds going towards the radar site in green, and the orangish and reddish colors are moving away from the radar site. So you can kind of see where the most intense portion of this is stepped up in that orangish level. As we see the reds, that's not as strong, but once we see orange, that kind of picks our brain a little bit, and therefore a visual cue that, hey, this is a little bit stronger. Let's go ahead and probe some of this. It's over 50 miles an hour. Again, it's died down just a little bit in this scan, but it was over 60 just a few scans ago. And we're just continuing to watch this. It seems like it's starting to move into more of a linear system. Just a few minutes ago, it kind of was like a singular system there, and that's kind of why they reissued that other polygon just to the north of that. But we're continuing to watch this one, so just wanted to come live and say heads up to most of you here for portions of Huron County and in the eastern portion of Erie County, and those of you in southwestern Lorain County, heads up to you folks as well, because there's going to be some pretty strong winds, and with this, you're going to see some pretty good lightning coming with it as well. Going to be a lot of lightning knocking on your door as we continue to move forward here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lightning real quick so you can see that, and this is kind of what we're seeing with the lightning strikes. And you got to remember, some of these are categorical strikes. So what I mean by that is there's a lot of lightning coming through with this, so it's probably going to wake you up here as it moves off to the north and to the east. However, again, just wanted to come live because we're starting to see more of that linear threat. Again, I don't want to over-exaggerate the storm by any stretch. It's one of your typical thunderstorms when we see a 90-degree day. Most of Ohio today popped into the 90s. It was 95 in some spots here, very close to Huron County today. I didn't check anything in Huron County, but Sandusky County was at 95, so it was very possible today. This is garden variety type thunderstorms that you're usually seeing, and it's turning into more of this linear system, which means more straight line damaging winds, if anything, with this storm. And I just wanted to come live, quickly give you guys that heads up. We're looking at some other parts of the state here. I'll kind of zoom out. We're seeing some pretty decent rain showers across the rest of the Buckeye State, and some other storms here back in Sandusky County and Wood County we're seeing here. These are not quite as strong. These are about 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts coming through there right now. So a good, nice soaker. Hopefully it cools things down just a little bit, because it got really hot today, and dew points up into the 70s, in the middle 70s here in northern Ohio today. And we do continue on towards Cleveland, so your friends over here in Cuyahoga County, portions of Medina County, you're getting on some of that action, along with Geauga County and Lake County. You're getting in on some thunderstorms, and for our friends there up in Ashtabula County, you're getting in on some pretty good lightning strikes as well. So you're hearing some good thunder bumpers come through, and there's some special weather statements on those. But those storms are, again, remaining below severe criteria right now. And again, about 20 to 30 miles an hour is kind of the last read that I had on that. Down part of the southern portion of the state here. We'll flip radar sites. Well, no, we won't. ILN is, I think they came back online. Oh, they did. Okay. So kind of looking here, too, down the southern part of the state for you. Do have some thunder bumpers going on there coming into the Columbus metro area right now. So if you're in that area, you're going to see just a decent thunderstorm. Nothing too concerning right now. But we continue to watch over here in Huron County. That's my main concern here for tonight. Pretty much any one of these storm cells could be a little bit cranky and get up to that 60-mile-an-hour mark, and they're going to call it a severe thunderstorm and issue that. Due to the atmospheric conditions that we've seen today, especially with the heat, there's definitely enough to get these storms going here just a little bit as we get into this early morning hour. But I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I would have some way to receive alerts and go to bed for most of the state tonight. You could download our app free on the App Store, and you can set the specific alerts that you want. You got to choose that location icon, and you could set the specific alerts that you want to be alerted for. Some of you don't want to be alerted for flood advisories and things of that nature, and I get it. So you can do that as well. We're going to flip back up here to Cleveland. Again, this is showing signs, again, of kind of strengthening just a little bit right over North Fairfield and Alena. I just kind of was looking here. I got my eye on this off screen, and we're continuing to watch a stronger portion of this here. Flip over to velocity once again. As I kind of zoom in right here, this is getting a little bit stronger. And I'm looking at some other things off screen here, and we're continuing to watch this. This has a little bit of a, let me show you here if I can see right over here, a little bit of an inflow notch. So I'm carefully watching this one here as well, right over North Fairfield. I'm just keeping my eye on that. It's not rotating by any stretch of the mean at this particular moment, but I am seeing a little bit of inflow notch there that I'm watching. So if there's any concern that I would have right now as far as any tornadic activity, I can't say it can be 100% ruled out tonight. Just that the atmosphere conditions are primed just a little bit for the possibility of a isolated tornado. I can't say it's completely out of the question. It's what they would call unlikely tonight, but it can't ever be out of the question. But I'm just keeping an eye on that as we continue to move forward. I've had my eye on that for the last couple of scans, and it just kind of sitting there. But any stretch of the imagination, we are getting lots of thunder, lots of lightning, and probably some straight line damaging winds in portions of Huron County because of some of those that's going on. I'm going to flip over here to storm relative velocity. Let's see if that loads up correctly here. And that scan actually went a lot cleaner, so the latest scan in actually kind of removed what I was talking about, which is a good sign, but we're still watching that pretty closely there by North Fairfield. Let me go back to reflectivity. Yeah, it's starting to close up. So that's a good sign by all intensive means. Yeah, the latest scan here off screen just totally removed that. That's a good sign. Hopefully that inflow notch finally choking off and basically will be just kind of a gully washer now, which is what we want to see as far as terms of that intense weather. So if you're just joining us, I'll kind of do a quick recap and then we'll wrap it up. I just wanted to come live and talk quickly about these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and let you know that we are watching them. This bottom warning is set to expire in 1 minute. I'm surprised they haven't expired it already, but it's set to expire in 1 minute, and then we'll just have this northern warning. Most of the Buckeye State tonight, kind of just seeing some of that generalized thunderstorms tonight, those wonderful garden variety thunderstorms. I'm going to flip radar products here just a second, kind of show you what we got going on here more in a regional view. So you can see here, this is kind of the live regional view, what's going on here. Columbus, you're getting ready to get on some action, some thunderstorms, but nothing too serious right now. Winds about 30 on that one, looking at that off screen. So nothing going on at this particular moment in time. That other severe thunderstorm warning now has dropped off there, and what we were looking at for portions of Seneca County and the others that were under that. So now just for portions of Huron County and clips a couple counties here on that northern one. I'll read it here in just a second. Once I zoom back in, I can see the line. So, again, just generalized thunderstorms, nothing too crazy. I'll zoom back in here to that severe thunderstorm warning. This is where we're looking at right here. And, again, this one goes until 2:45. They've just updated that. No, they didn't. I'm sorry. I thought they did, but they did not. My other screen updated with the current track on that. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust still. And, again, for portions of eastern clips portions of eastern Huron County, Erie County, northwestern Ashland, and southwestern Lorain County. I'll get it right tonight here at 2 in the morning at some point. But just watching that, we're continuing to see, again, more of a linear threat now, which is a good sign as far as the tornadic goes. But it could have some pretty gusty winds roll through here. So just make sure, if you're in that area, just let it pass you, and then you can go to bed. The storm cell itself, by the way, is moving. Let's take a look at that. The current storm track's got it moving at about 34 knots, so we'll take that. That's about right. And see if I can put a quick track on here for you. I'll just go ahead and drag it along the most intense portion of the storm. And we're opposite 220. All right. Give me 1 second here. Got to slow that down. 4. Yeah, we're about 41 miles an hour. There we go. Sorry about that. Took a little bit longer. So New Brunswick, 242 if it holds together all the way out there. Didn't really populate a lot of cities there, so sorry about that. Elyria, 245. Again, if that holds together, that would be another severe thunderstorm warning potentially, but 3 o'clock there in Parma. So, yeah, if it holds together, I'm not sure if it holds together as far as the severe threat that goes with it, but I think hopefully this starts to quiet down and just become more of a softer linear threat. Seeing a lot of power outages, and that definitely happened a little bit earlier. We had some pretty gusty winds come through there, so I know some of you saying there are parts of Shelby County without power and no power in Ada, Ohio. So, yeah, there's definitely been some gusty winds coming through. And hopefully they get the power back on for you rather quickly, because I know it's still hot and humid out most of these areas this evening. So most of that, the main thing, to take away from it here tonight is we're pretty much going to see an isolated thunder shower for anybody across the state. You can see that tonight, but we do have this one severe thunderstorm warning again until 2:45. I'll get my thoughts straight here. It is 2 in the morning, but I'll get my thoughts straight here as we move forward. But we are continuing to watch this. Again, I'm not seeing what I saw earlier, what prompted me to go live. It became a lot stronger there as it was crossing into Huron County, and that's what prompted me to come live, because it became a pretty serious straight-line wind threat there. I wouldn't be surprised to see if we have a little bit of damage come out of Huron County in the southern portion of that area tomorrow. As that moved in, it was pretty strong. And they went ahead and issued, like I said, this northern warning fairly quickly after they issued that southern one to get a jump on it. for alerting people. So that, again, also kind of prompted me to come live real quick because they don't do that too often and kind of issue it back to back and out ahead of it. But all things considered, over the last about 10 minutes or so, things have really softened up on radar, quieted down as far as the winds. We're still seeing a couple specks out over 60 miles an hour right at the limit. So all things and considered, it's starting to calm down or die down just a little bit. We're going to have some pretty good thunder showers here with this and some pretty good lightning that's coming through the area pretty much for anybody tonight. All right, so with that being said, I don't want to keep it live here too long. I don't want to overhype it. I'm not going to overhype it. We're continuing to monitor this. Don't forget also you can download the app in the App Store. You can go to bed and just make sure you have the app on your phone or a weather radio or any other ways that you get your alerts that wake you up. Again, if you want to download the app, you can do so. No pressure. It's free. Download it in the App Store or Google Play, and you can customize your alerts up at the top. You got to click that little location icon top right and set the actual individual preferences for your location. Again, don't want you to get alerted by flood advisories if you don't want to, and dust warnings and things like that. Although we've had dust warnings, kind of fun this year. It's been a wild year with weather this year. Can't wait to see winter. If this been this hot in Ohio, let's hope it's not the opposite for winter. I've looked at some of the outlooks, and to be honest with you, there's no weather guy that can predict winter this far in advance. And if they're telling you, they're lying. So we can predict weather pretty much accurately for about 72 hours. That's kind of the average. And 5 to 7 days, we're kind of just guessing. We're always taking what's coming about 3 or 4 states away, and then that's how we kind of generate the forecast to a point. But meteorology is not a perfect science, but hey, we try our best. All right, I'm rambling on at 2 in the morning, so I'll stop that. But download the app. We'll continue to monitor this for you, and you can follow along. You can look at the radar, follow along with that, and see the lightning strikes, too, and see the positive strikes if you want. A lot of cool features in there. So continue to keep it tuned here. We'll continue to come back live as needed. I don't think we're going to need to come back live the rest of the evening, or this morning, I should say, but we did want to just come live quickly for that storm cell that was crossed into Huron County that's now kind of got back to its normal self and just a garden variety thunderstorm with some winds up to 60 miles an hour. All right, that's it from here. Hope you all have a great morning. Some of you are starting your morning, good morning to you. Or if you're getting ready to go to bed, have a great evening. We'll continue to monitor this and be here throughout the morning hours as